This is one of the most strategically dangerous waterways in the world, the Strait of Hormuz. The strait stretches roughly 150 kilometers in length, narrowing to just 33 kilometers at its tightest point. But the actual shipping lane for one direction of traffic is only about 3 kilometers wide. That means massive oil tankers must pass through in narrow corridors, with almost no room to maneuver. Nearly 20% of the world's oil trade flows through this passage, between 17 and 20 million barrels every single day. Countries like China, Japan, South Korea, and India heavily depend on this route for their energy supplies. If the strait is disrupted, global energy supplies would be hit immediately, and oil prices would spike within hours. On February 28th, the United States and Israel launched a sudden airstrike against Iran, hitting around 30 targets across the country. Iran's supreme leader was reportedly killed in the strike. In response, Iran launched waves of missiles and drones toward Israel and U.S. military bases across the southern Gulf region. That same day, Iran announced the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, banning all vessel traffic, even though nearly 90% of Iran's own oil exports rely on this very route.
Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about how disruption in the Strait of Hormuz can seriously affect a company's supply chain operation. First of all, transportation costs increase. When the main shipping route is disrupted, companies are forced to use alternative routes through the Cape of Good Hope. Imagine this, shipping costs rise from $1,200 to $1,915 per container. That a huge increase, and it directly affects company profit. Secondly, there are delays in raw material deliveries. Previously, transit only took around 18 days. Now it can take up to 30 days. On top of that, there may also be an additional 4-day delay at the port. As a result, raw material arrive late at factories and production schedule become disrupted. Thirdly, there is a risk of production disruption. Shortage of raw materials can cause companies to lose up to 10% of their production capacity each month. Deliveries to customer may also be delayed by about 7 days. When customers become dissatisfied, the company reputation may suffer, and customer could eventually switch to competitors. So it is clear, disruption in the Strait of Hormuz are not just a logistic issue. They affect cost, schedule, and even customer relationship. That is why companies need strong mitigation strategies to ensure operation continue running smoothly.
Hi, so next I will explain the calculation for the increase in monthly transportation costs faced by ABC Manufacturing Sudan Berhad due to the supply chain disruption at the Strait of Hormuz. Before the disruption happened, the company used the normal shipping route through the Strait of Hormuz. At that time, the freight rate was 1,200 per container, and the company shipped 40 containers every month. To calculate the monthly transportation cost before the disruption, we multiply the freight rate by the shipment value. USD 1,200 multiplied by 40 containers equals 48,000. So, the monthly transportation cost before the disruption was 48,000. However, during the disruption, shipping company avoided the Strait of Hormuz and used a longer alternative route through the Cape of Good Hope. Because of this, the freight rate increased to 1,950 per container, while the shipment value remained at the same at the 40 container per month. We calculate the new monthly transportation cost. USD 1,950 multiplied by 40 container equals 78,000. Therefore, the monthly transportation cost during the disruption increased to 78,000. To find the total increase in transportation cost, we subtract the old transportation cost from the new transportation cost. USD 78,000 minus 48,000 equals 30,000. This means the company experienced an increase of 13,000 in monthly transportation cost. distribution. This calculation clearly shows that supply chain disruption can significantly increase logistic expenses and affect the company profitability. If the disruption continues for a long period, the company may face a financial pressure and may need to adjust its supply chain strategy to reduce future risks. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Abdul Qadir bin Syam Indonesia. BPT2353. Today I want to explain about how the increase in transaction from 19 days to 30 days. There are four points that I will explain. First is production delay. Raw materials arrive later, which may interrupt manufacturing activities. The company may not have enough plastic machine to continue production smoothly. Second, late customer deliveries. Finished product may be delivered later to customer, increasing customer delivery lead time from 5 days to 7 days. This can reduce customer satisfaction and damage the company reputation. Number three is reduce supply chain efficiency. The overall supply chain becomes slower and less responsive. It becomes harder for the company to react quickly to market demand changes. Number four, high, higher inventory requirement. The company needs to keep more safety stock to avoid stock out during the longer delivery period. This increase warehouse and inventory holding costs.
Two strategy can use multi-sourcing strategy. ABC manufacturing faced supply chain disruption because this company depended too much on the middle-aged supplier. When the Strait of Hormuz issue happened, shipment time increased from 18 days to 34 days, and production was affected. To reduce this problem, the company should use multi-sourcing by getting raw material from the different countries used, such as China, Thailand, Indonesia, and Malaysia. This strategy can reduce supply shortage and help production continue smoothly. The second strategy, alternative transformation and logistic planning. Another issue faced by the company was higher transportation costs and delayed delivery because ships need to use longer road. Freight costs increased from $1,200 to $1,915 per container. To solve this problem, ABC Manufacturing should prepare emergency logistics plan and use alternative shipping route. This company can also use air transport for urgent raw material. This strategy helps reduce delay and maintain smooth operation during
Strategy sourcing transformation. To stay competitive and resilient, ABC Manufacturing is shifting its supply chain strategy. Animate map highlighting the strain of Hormuz with a warming icon. Tracing disruption at the strain of Hormuz serves as a wake-up call. Relying on single sourcing regions create a dominant effect, such as delayed shipment, soaring freight costs, and unstable production. A single fragile supply chain versus a global network of interconnected nodes. We are moving away from a single region dependency. Our new approach, multiple sourcing, showing production line continuing despite one region blockage. By diversifying our supply base across multiple countries, we ensure that if one region faces a challenge, our operations don't grind to a halt, us the flexibility to maintain consistent production. An icon, a safe safety net, and business continuity. This is not just about avoiding delay, it's about business continuity. With a limited safety stock, we cannot afford to be vulnerable to a long ship bottleneck. A card showing a stable cost and handshake icon for negotiation. Multiple sourcing allow us to shift order instantly when crisis emerge. Long term, this strategy strengthens our negotiating power, stabilities our entire supply chain. ABC Manufacturing building a more resilient, stable, and sustainable future.